Chosen not to this year for a couple of reasons. The main reason is 2 years ago I'd have been excited about it, but I just have some reservations about how effective the flu vaccine really is in keeping people from getting the flu. I've given flu shots off and on, or had it done in the store by nurses for probably 20 years. But I've chosen not to this year because I have some doubts or misgivings. And I really don't want to sound like I'm negative on it. The CDC and the World Health Organization are the best sources of information on this that there is in the world. But I'm not calling them fibbers or not fabricators, but I think that they're very close to the vaccine manufacturers, and friendships sometimes tend to cloud judgments, and also you overlook some things when you're dealing with a friend that you might not have, somebody you're not trusting. And so I just have some doubts. This year, for example, they're talking about on the senior citizens getting 4 times the dose of regular flu vaccine, because they found out that senior citizens' immunity don't stay up very well with the vaccine, and so they take the flu shot in October, November, early December, and by January and February the effectiveness of the flu vaccine is wore off. So they're thinking by increasing by a factor of 4, that will give you immunity going through late spring and protect you. So I don't know what the side effects of increasing the dose by a factor of 4 is. I don't know if there's going to be more side effects, more flu-like symptoms, more results from the shots. There's a lot of controversy, and then last year the government seized all the flu vaccine and gave it out through their established channels, and just kind of mucked up the whole works, so I just didn't play the game this year. Obviously the first choice is wash your hands, because we communicate lots of things either through our eyes, through our nose, or through our mouth. And so if you keep your hands clean and keep your fingers out of your mouth and out of your eyes, then you don't have as much of a chance of picking up contaminated or the bug. The other thing is to have adequate vitamin D levels. It's been documented for the past 5 years. If you have adequate vitamin D levels, it's probably more effective against protecting against the flu than the vaccine. Most people in the area here, the physicians tell me they test from, in the low teens to the mid 20s. And the adequate normal levels are 50 to 80. And so if you just get your vitamin D levels up, it's not only going to protect you against the flu, but against cancer or the stomach, cancer, a lot of other places too. So just does great things for you. You feel better. There are people at high risk ought to have it, I think, because there's a little bit of extra there. But just for everybody to be taking it at random and to be mandated by the government or the state or your workplace to take it, I have issues with that. People with heart disease, lung problems, COPD, anything, if you marginally healthy and if you get the flu, it'd be enough to kill you. And those are the people that probably ought to have the shots, because that gives them a little extra margin. But just to inoculate everybody out here, I have some doubts about that. This is my gut feeling. I don't have any proof. I wish I did one way or the other, and I've really studied this. And before we did this interview, I stopped and thought about how I would phrase this. And so it's a gut feeling. That's one man's opinion and one thought, and you asked me 2 weeks from now, I may tell you different. But right now, that's where I'm coming up from, and that's just a sincere opinion. It's why I'm not doing the flu shots in the store, actively pursuing it. Now, I supply them to doctors and other people that need the vaccine, but I'm not doing it. And one of the other things that is considered a profit center for many people, the manufacturers, it's the largest profit center for a drug manufacturer is the vaccine part. It's also a profit center for many other pharmacies. And I'm not complaining about that. We all need profits, but it's not going to be Lynn's profit center.